Welcome, welcome, welcome to Real Talks WUNT. I'm your host, Dr. WUNT. If you like what I'm doing, hit the subscription button, stay in the now time, stay updated on the current issues and series, get the latest, get in the in time, in the now time. If you really like what I'm doing, hit the like button, show me how much you care. You like my stories, think they're fascinating. Hit the like button, show me you love me. And my book Proverbs dropped 2 months ago. You can buy it on Amazon.com. Please support my arts, people. 18.99, full of 222 pages of wisdom. Look at all that wisdom. Proverbs by Richard Wislocki. Get it at Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com. Please support my arts, people. I'm trying to make a living off this. Hook it up. You won't regret it. There's something in there for everyone. I got something for everyone. There's gems after gems after gems. It will teach you the postmodern model for how to make good love. That speaks to the fellow man, the common man, in a language that everyone couldn't understand and read. It's a great read. Pick it up. Please do it. Show me much you care. Support my arts. All right. This next episode's called Domino's. This is about when I used to work at Domino's Pizzeria out in Long Island while I was at college. I used to work at the Domino's in Uniondale. And the Domino's in Uniondale covered Uniondale, Hempstead, which was ghetto, Uniondale, which was like suburban, and then like Garden City, which was like upper class. Like right over the border of Hempstead, like one street's ghetto and the next street's like nice big houses. So everyone would always fight over who would get to go do the Garden City runs because you always got like at least a $3 tip on those runs. And it was just the greatest job I ever was worked at. And I had so much fun there. Everyone there was a character. We had this guy Juan who would always like be like pull me over to his car like, yo Ricky, do you want to buy a hot radio? You want to buy a radio? And he'd like open up his trunk and he had all these stolen radios. So he was out there clocking cars and doing his thefts during his deliveries. He was robbing people. And he was always like trying to push like some stolen audio equipment on me. And then there was Jose, which was he was Mexican and he could barely speak English, but he smoked weed and he smoked blunts. Yo, come on, Ricky, let's smoke a blunt, Ricky. He used to call me Ricky. Ha 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 ha. Let's smoke a blunt. And he would just smoke blunt after blunt after blunt. I don't know how he even drove the damn car. He smoked so many blunts. So, and me and my boy John worked there. We got the job together. Well, I was living with at the time, and it was good money. It was cash. It was fast, and you got to see the culture. You got to learn the culture, and you delivered to the campus too. So you had the college kids too, and it was always so fascinating seeing the inside of everyone's houses. Like I was a conchita, total conchita. Like seeing how everyone did it differently, and uh, like there was this one family that I'd always deliver to. They were Rastafarians, and the mother would always go give the money to Mister Traveler, to Mister Traveler. And like the way they talk is just so awesome, and like I just gained so much culture and knowledge. And then Hempstead was always the ghetto runs, and sometimes there'd be Latin Hispanic guys who would order pizzas and then not be able to pay for it. And then they just you get to the door and then they'd just be looking at you and they'd be looking at the pizza and be looking at you and the pizza and like like I got no money, I got no money, but I'm very hungry. So like I'd give them the pizza and I'd go and I'd buy it for pizza for him. Every once in a while I'd buy pizza for drunken Mexican, Latin guy, Spanish guy. wasn't exactly Mexican. So there's a lot of culture and stuff going on. And the the owner, Tom, he was always like, Richie, Richie, come here, come here, come here. What's your favorite slice? You like onion, you like pepperoni, you like mushroom? And he's like, and then like before I got to answer, he's like, no, 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 no. Let me tell you, all original cheese. And he put like a slice, and he's like, you can't beat it. It's the whole original. You can't beat the original slice. He was all about the original slice of cheese. He loved it so much, but he was always talking pie talk. So you get your pie talk in, and then you're always getting free pies because missed deliveries and stuff. So there was always like free pies to get. So we were always eating good, and I could eat hundreds of slices of Domino's pizza and never get sick of it. Dip it in the ranch dressing. Oh, it was so good. So I was eating well too. And then it was around Christmas time. I kept the job for about 4 months before I ended up quitting it, but it was a good 4 month run. I went to this house in Uniondale, and this lady must have been sleeping on her couch waiting for the pizza to come in her robe. So she got up and she answered the door, but her robe was maladjusted, and it wasn't like because she just got up and she like was all nappy headed and sleepy, and this black she was a black woman, and she had one giant titty was hanging out of her robe, like staring at me dead in the eyeballs, and I'm just like, here's your titty. I'm like, thank you, ma'am, for thank you, ma'am, for answering the door. You were too kind. And it was the most beautiful black breast I've ever seen, and that totally made the whole week delivering pies. Like that was like the highlight of the week was seeing this woman in her big breast, and she's like, "Ooh," and she tucked it in. Then she had to tuck it in, and like it was a big ass titty, and it was nice, and it was lumptious, and it was great. And I'm like, and then she tipped me, and then I got tipped. I should have been tipping her. And then one time there was these hookers that used to hang out in Hempstead at this one corner, and every time you pull up, they'd always like go up there to your car and like pull up their shirt and then their titties and start shaking their titties and be like, "You want some of this? Want some of this? Want some of this?" Then like press their titties against my window. I'm like trying to roll up the window. She's like got her titties scraping up the window and shit. She's like, "Come on, come on, come on! I know you want some, little white boy." And I'm like, she was black hooker, and I'm like, yes, I'm like, I'm on the job. I'm sorry, I'm on the job. I can't do anything right now. I'm like, give me a half hour. I'll come back for you. But there was always something exciting going on at Domino's, and it was just the greatest job. And I remember I used to make up songs as I delivered pies. I was always singing songs and making up songs. And one of my favorite songs during Christmas time, there was all the nativity scenes on people's front lawns with like the baby plastic Jesuses and Joseph and Mary's and the camels and stuff. And this is my one of my favorite songs was "Look at that baby plastic Jesus on that front yard, darling. Look at that baby plastic Jesus on that front yard, baby. Look at that baby plastic Jesus on that front yard, darling. Look at that baby plastic Jesus on that front yard, baby." So that was one of my songs that I remembered. I used to sing that all the time. Like one night I was just baked, driving around, and every street I turned on, there was another baby plastic Jesus. And I was like, look at that baby plastic Jesus on that front yard. So it was a fun job, very fun job. And I highly recommend it. You get to learn the culture, you get to see inside everyone's house. You know what I'm saying? Everyone had different things. Like, I was a white kid in Hempstead, so I'd always get pretty tip pretty good too. And I mean, it was good cash, cash in your pocket. At the end of the day, you had cash in your pocket. There was another guy who worked there, and his name was Chris. He was the assistant manager. He was a gambling addict, and he used to go down to Atlantic City every night after work, he'd drive all the way from Long Island, Hempstead, all the way down to Atlantic City and gamble like his whole winnings of the day all the way. And he'd always come back the next day like with a pit in his stomach, like fiending for money, like crying, like, "Oh my God, I gotta stop gambling. I gotta stop gambling." So it was a real eye opener for me at the time, at the age that I was, and it was like nothing I ever experienced before. And if you get a chance to deliver pizzas, I highly recommend it. It's a good job. Two thumbs up. Two thumbs up. Domino's delivery pizza. Yummy, yummies in my tummies. Yummy, 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 yummies in my tummy. Um, and that's it. That's just my little story about Domino's Pizza when I was in college, delivering pies, out there on the grind, holding it down. And come on, Ricky, let's smoke a blunt, Ricky. Let's smoke a blunt. This kid must have smoked 1,000 blunts like back to back, dude. That's all he did was smoke blunts and deliver pizzas and listen to hip hop, and he couldn't even speak English. It was hysterical. It was a real class act. It was a real class act, that Domino's. And then like there are always like one or two other people that get hired, and they wouldn't last more than 2 days, and before they're like, "Fuck this, I ain't doing this. This is wear and tear on my car. This is a pain in the ass. You got to get out in and out of the car all the time, fuck up orders and stuff." But I had a fun time. I had a fun time delivering pies. I highly recommend it. If anyone's looking for a job, go to Domino's. They're always looking for drivers. All right, that's my whole story on Domino's Pizza. You like what you see, hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. The more likes I get, the merrier. All right, people. God bless you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Blessings, 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 blessings. I love you. I love you. I love you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Make more love. Make more love. Make more love. Make more love. All right. Peace.